we're back with another chapter of Expect the Unexpected by Arctic Vulpix. The reason why we're reading Fanfiction instead of Fallout 4 is because Fallout 4 is giving me trouble with the footage. It's just it's really annoying. So instead of just like not giving you a video this week, I figured I'd just give you more reading fanfiction. So today is where we're getting a reading fanfiction video. So hope you enjoyed that. But yeah, let's just get right into the chapter 87. If you want to follow along, which I always highly recommend you do, chapters will be in the description below as always. Let's get started. Chapter 87. Cooking. Jerry discovered, very painfully, that the deals made in the pizzeria definitely still held when outside the place. Ruby knocked on Petey's door where he and New Year were staying, and a visible force suddenly shocked him out of his nice, comfortable sleep and into the terrifying reality of taking Ruby to the shooting range. Apparently, the deals were big on punctuality. He only overslept by a little, and his wife and darling little sister didn't even bother to wake him. Wheeler probably did it as a passive-aggressive form of revenge for the previous night. Petey most definitely did it because it was funny, and she enjoyed watching someone else suffer Ruby's antics for once. The team bounced around the place excitedly while Rita and Sarah watched her worriedly. When she exploded into the kitchen where Jeremy was mourning his fate over a cup of coffee, however, she froze. What the hell is that? She demanded. Language, Amelia scowled, gesturing at the two curious children at the kitchen table. Ruby ignored her, went about poking what was supposed to be Evie's attempt at pancakes. The kids had begged for pancakes from their favorite aunt, and wouldn't accept anything less, and it hadn't ended particularly well. Petey muttered something under her breath before answering, knowing Ruby wouldn't stop until she got an answer. The kids wanted pancakes, but Mimi was still asleep. It wouldn't go well. No kidding, Ruby deadpanned. Pancakes? Marcus looked up at them with big eyes, and Petey sighed. Your mom is going to make you sound a bit, love, she assured the little boys. How did you turn pancakes into rubber? Ruby asked, poking the food again as Rena and Sarah came in. Tea and the kitchen don't mix well, Rena told her, keeping a healthy distance between them. Everyone was concerned when Ruby started digging in the cupboards. What are you doing? Phoebe asked suspiciously. Making pancakes, Ruby shrugged. Your brother is still half asleep, and I'm bored. So, I either make pancakes or I make your child die again. I don't think I like either option, Sarah whispered to Rena. How about we go out for breakfast? The adults all watched the tea worriedly as she found the ingredients and started measuring them out. She definitely knew what she was doing, which made them all even more concerned. I'm not gonna blow anything up, Ruby said. Ruby's sudden statement made them all jump, and Jeremy almost spilled his coffee. The teen smirked at them. I cook back home all the time. He muttered something again, more insulted than actually worried about whatever Ruby was doing. She was too used to the girl by now. She went to the table and put on her reading glasses to scan the newspaper, wordlessly setting the comic aside. Jimmy groaned into his coffee for no real reason. Just don't set anything on fire, he begged. With the wallpaper in here, it would be a blessing, Sarah snorted, eyeing Ruby worriedly. Then you would finally have to hire someone to fix it. It's hideous. He picked it out. Jerry chuckled. I was 10. It looked nice on a dress, he said 10. That's the one who chose the pattern. Ruby watched them curiously, noting the family dynamic of the group. It wasn't long before the room filled with the smell of cooking pancakes and Jerry's stomach decided to wake up with a growl, prompting a giggle from the children. Ruby had added chocolate chips when Amelia was looking, so the kids were very keen on the sudden chocolate breakfast they were going to have. Jeremy and Amelia were both suddenly hit with the memory of Rose's love for the sweet breakfast treat, something her daughter seemed to have inherited. The teen, the teen piled the pancakes on the kids' plates first, before asking if anyone else was going to brave, as she put it, the sight of girls cooking. Despite the words, they were surprised at how calm Susie seemed in the kitchen. He rolled her eyes and held out her plate. It If Ruby was going to prank her, so be it. She had enough opportunities to get even at work. There was no glitter or explosions or strange dye in the food. It was just pancakes. Really, really good pancakes at that. He knew she could bake since she made those annoying exploding cookies, but she never considered that Ruby cooked regularly. And well, apparently. Ruby went back to studying the rubber pancake in fascination. He silently glared at her. Oh, shut up, she said, as Ruby poked it like it was a deep sea squid or something. Ruby gave her a deep grin back and stuck her tongue out. Wait, Petey's brother, are you awake yet? No, he said flatly, around a fork-full of pancakes in his mouth. Amelia promptly smacked his arm. Don't talk with your mouth full. Like this, Mercy chirped, also with a stuffed mouth. Careful, when you talk while eating, you might bite your tongue, Ruby said to Mercy. It was obviously completely automatic, a line she used to discourage the kids in the orphanage from bad manners. Moves like that reminded Petey of Ruby's big sister side, those brief times of responsibility that Allison Quinn saw all the time. She was behaving surprisingly well right now. Ugh, Sarah sighed, finally sitting down. Okay, you psycho kid. Those smell really good. I'll take the risk. Rita was already eating after seeing Petey get her food with little worry. Marie smirked back at her, not noticing Jeremy and Amelia taking the moment to observe her when she wasn't glaring at them. The soft look that entered her eyes when looking at the kids wasn't surprising to Jeremy, of course, but it was still strange to see. She was definitely only behaving because of the twins. If I ever messed with the food at home, Alice would startle me. I'm reckless, not stupid. I know how to cook. Kind of a skill you need to know in a house of kids. Sarah smirked at Hebe. Or just if you're a single adult and don't have the money to go out all the time. Oh, shut up. You're not a great cook either. I can at least make macaroni and cheese. You're the oldest there, right? Rena asked Ruby. Do you have your own room? Hmm? Oh, yeah. Oldest kid by a few years. The next oldest is 13. And, yep, I got my own room. That was mostly because of the night terrors, though. And it was so the other kids didn't get in my supplies. Ruby answered absently, still poking the pancake rubber. Ruby, quit poking it and just throw the stupid thing away, he snapped, while Jeremy and Amelia shared a glance. Night terrors. Was Ruby aware when she actually told them things like that? Do you have to move out when you're adults? Verna asked. She still looked Petey sent her, but she didn't know anything about how the system worked, and was curious. Seeing you, Rena mentioned her parents were looking to register as a foster home with all their own kids already at the house. Ruby paused briefly in her actions, and they could see her muscles tense before she forced them to relax and continue her poking. Yeah, can't stay after we finish school. She kept her voice light and even. I'll probably still volunteer to help Allison Quinn now. You can move in with Edie, Sarah shrugged. Rena and I are just here for school, and I graduate next year. He glared at Sarah for volunteering in her house, but didn't argue. She was right. With Sarah gone, it was another open room. What? Rita asked, losing a bit of color. She had 2 years to go, and the prospect of living with Ruby, even for a short while, sounded terrifying. Ruby scoffed and rolled her eyes, but she was tense again. Donating charities, thanks. The folks towards the rubbery thing were more forceful than before. She's the landlady, Amelia pointed out, despite Edie silently asking them to drop it with a look. It isn't charity if she charges you. Ruby turned her head and sent them a frosty glare that sent a chill up their spines. This wasn't like the usual anger they saw from her. Bruce told her, drop it. She grit the two words out as she stabbed the rubber pancake savagely, poking a hole through it with her finger. Jeremy just kept his head down and ate the food, knowing the conversation was doomed from the start. Amelia opened her mouth to argue, but he kicked her under the table, a rather obvious action given the effort he needed to put into moving her lower half. Which train are you going to? He asked Jeremy. Not the usual one, right? It was a 3-hour drive back towards where Amelia and Jeremy lived. The one in town, Felix agreed. There's his father about an hour's walk from here who opened one of these fields up as a range. I haven't been there in a long time, but he invited me to come whenever I wanted. Used to go all the time as a kid and it's dead. He nodded, gingerly rubbing her neck where the salt burns from the paint were peeking out. Her usual pale skin was looking a bit red. Even her soul felt tender. Apparently, salt did work on her. It wasn't much worse than a sunburn, and all she could do was prolong her ghost side effects. Haven't been there, Ruby commented. So can't have been banned from there. Good choice, Edie's brother. She glanced over at Edie with a curious expression. Something wrong, Edie? Edie sighed, flinching at the fabric of her clothes. Flinching as the fabric of her clothes stung her sensitive skin. Remember when you asked me if salt affected me? It does. I'm guessing there was salt in the paint last night. I heard the flood hit Michael. Felix was orange. Sarah and Rena looked at each other, then at Edie, utterly confused. Who's Felix? Rena asked. Friend of mine, Edie said, waving her off. What happened with salt? Sarah asked. I'm allergic, Edie shrugged, as Jerry Burns was coughing and Mila scowled. The roommates blinked, even more perplexed. Very blinked a couple of times, and then grumbled. Oh, sorry. The apology started some of them. The paint bomb wasn't supposed to be that explosive either. It was never supposed to hit Bowser right. She did actually look apologetic for once. Katie waved her hand as she swallowed another piece of pancake. I'm fine. Knowing Michael got it full force mixed up with looking like I got a sunburn. It's already healing faster than something normal. So I think I'll be fine by tonight. What on earth are you talking about? Sarah asked, stopping her food. He is weird ever since she took that job. Sarah passed that off as being around Ruby. But it was really annoying being one of the only two who weren't part of this conversation. Who's Michael? Why did he have what apparently were miracle burns? And what did Ruby do to cause them? Night shift stuff. Ruby waved her hand dismissively in their direction. Okay, none of your business. He snorted while Rena just shrugged. Sarah didn't look happy with that statement, but didn't press either. I want to shoot the shotgun, he said, simultaneously declaring she was going with them. You're going to get knocked over, Mary said, and you're still recovering. You have a freaking hole in your chest. My stitches didn't tear out from last night, he pointed out. Well, Wheeler sighed and sat back. Ruby's eyes gleamed. I haven't used a shotgun in ages. Jeremy looked even more terrified and took a long swig of his now cold coffee, hoping to postpone the inevitable. So that's the end of chapter 87. So just a fun little chapter, breakfast chapter. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. Be sure to subscribe. And don't comment. I don't want any comments. I want you to go leave a review. Show the author some love. You don't need an account. It just means the author can't respond. But just so. And before you go, do subscribe. I think I mentioned that. So, but yeah, subscribe and then go show the author some love because they wrote this, not me. So go show Arctic Vulpix love for this crazy fanfic. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with this chapter of Meaning of the Mind. Bye!